My old basketball coach would often say, proper preparation prevents poor performance. I realize if you only adopt the mindset and the mentality of an amateur, then you will never adhere to the habits of a professional. Today, let's talk about what it takes to be a pro, how to prosper as a professional. Oh, you know what's up? Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good, good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope that you, yes, you are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. I'm your host with the most, yours truly, Dr. Eddie Connor. And it is an honor that you have joined me today. Hit that thumbs up button on this video, family. Come on, you know how we do it. Hit that thumbs up button on this video. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. Yeah, I'm growing your greatness. Help me to grow our channel for change, our channel that creates change, our channel that breaks chains. You can help us to do that. Thank you so much for hitting that like button and that subscribe button as well. Now, you know, like we always do at this time, drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. It signifies the fact we're getting ready to stretch the elasticity of your thinking, but also we're getting ready to turn that light bulb on in your mind. Let's lighten it up. Let's brighten it up. Yeah, let's turn up the light on it. Let's stay lit. We too lit to quit. Why? Because we are the light of the world. We're going to have this conversation of illumination, this courageous conversation of illumination, that is, as we spotlight and highlight our topic today. Be a pro. Yeah, be a pro. How to prosper as a professional. And one thing I realize is hard work beats talent when talent won't work hard. That's one thing I realize. Hard work beats talent when talent won't work hard. It's the one and only Michael Irvin, former standout football player, Hall of Famer for the Dallas Cowboys, who said that you must run to what other people run from if you want greatness. And in many cases, how we speak, the way that we act, the way that we govern ourselves, speaks to the dividing line and the factor of, are we an amateur or are we a professional? How we do business, are we an amateur or are we a professional? Are we doing business or are we doing business? Are we an amateur or are we a professional? And what it is that we say and how it is that we speak and how it is that we govern ourselves and how it is that we treat other people and how it is that we become a blueprint for how we want other people to treat us by the way that we treat ourselves. And it's all about our mindset. It's all about our mentality. It's all about how we feel about ourselves. That's really what it speaks to. That's really what it amplifies. Because based upon what I think about myself is going to be what I produce or lack thereof. That's really what is going to hone, and that's really what it's going to boil down to. Am I a professional with what it is that I produce? Right? Because as we're talking today about how to prosper, how to prosper as a professional, here's what I got to do. I got to be proactive. I have to be proactive in how it is that I live my life. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to make the moves for you that you know you can make for yourself. What are you doing to be proactive? Proactive says, listen, I'm going to stand 10 toes down on the decision that I have made. I'm standing 10 toes down on what it is that I'm going to do. I've served as a pastor of the Remnant Worshipers Ministry in the city of Detroit, and we just a few days removed off of a consecrational fast that we just came off of. The congregational consecration, to where we were on a Daniel fast. Was it difficult at times? Absolutely. To not eat what you were accustomed to eating? Absolutely. Were there individuals during the time of the fast that may have not adhered to it the whole way through? Yeah, but did they get back on it? I'm sure they possibly did. I hope they did. Why? Because being a professional says, even if you can't necessarily see what I'm doing, I'm going to do it. And if I mess up, I'm going to get back on the wheel. I'm going to get back on the right foot. I'm going to get back on the good foot. And I'll push myself. I'm going to push my way through it. I'm going to finish stronger than what it is that I started. And finishing stronger than what it is that you started does not mean that you don't fail at all. It doesn't mean that sometimes you don't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that sometimes, here it is, people will try to push your buttons and you know you can go lower than they go low. But you got to fail. You got to not fail to check yourself and get back in the race. Get back in line. Pushing yourself. Saying, what am I doing to be proactive? What am I doing to stand 10 toes down on what it is that I said? What is it that I'm doing to create healthy boundaries for myself? And let people know in a respectful manner, in an upfront manner, in a stick-to-itive manner. Don't come over here with that. Don't come over here with any negativity. Don't come over here with any drama. Being a professional is about being able to navigate problems. I'm proactive. I'm able to navigate problems in life. Why? Because you cannot go through life problem free. Well, I'm just going to stay away from people totally. You still around you. You've experienced certain things in your own life to where certain things have permeated your life to where, yeah, it has caused problems with how you view yourself. It's caused problems with the fact of the hurt, the pain, the turmoil, the shame, the narcissism that maybe you have not been absolved from, but it has been castigated onto you, the gaslighting, the negative childhood development of what Dr. Sigmund Freud said we are in adulthood, what we have experienced in childhood. Many of those things, many of those factors oftentimes now pushes us from where it could be to where we should operate as a professional in business and industry, in ministry, in the educational sector, as a healthcare professional. The list goes on and on and on. To where we retreat and now we become average simply because we've adopted a mindset of an amateur. A mindset of an amateur is that which is stuck, is that which is stagnant, is that which has arrested development, is that which has not evolved past a particular age and a stage in your life. What I mean by that, I was talking to a friend of mine, colleague, not too long ago. Doing very well for himself in any industry that he wants to put his hand into it. And he's a professional par excellence. And we were just talking in his office. He was disclosing some information to me. I'm not going to go into detail about it. But he goes on to say, he said, man, I've been hurt so much I can't hurt no more. Talking about how people have mistreated him. Talking about people have mishandled him. Talking about how people who have the title of professional did not behave like one and mistreated him to where he became the fall guy, the fall person for a lot of specific things. He said, you know what, man? I've been hurt so much, I can't hurt no more. And that hit me deep. He made that blanket statement. Then he went ahead to go ahead and ask me a question about a business idea, things of that nature that he wanted my perspective. And I said, hey, bro, I'm still dealing with what it is that you said. I got to pause for the cause right there first. I can't just go past what you said. What you said, that is a very deep statement. Been hurt so much that I can't hurt no more. He found himself in a particular place in his life that he was too hurt to hurt. I don't know if you ever been in a place in your life to where you just been too hurt to hurt. I've been too disappointed. Disappointment don't even hurt me no more. Been hurt so much that hurt doesn't even hurt anymore. Some of us, we've become so numb to pain that now it hurts for us to be happy. That is a very deep statement. I've been hurt so much that I can't hurt no more. I don't know if you've been so disappointed in love or in relationships or in the fact of business and ministry, or now you're dealing with hurt from so many other specific ramifications, and now it becomes a domino effect that you say, you know what? I'm not even expecting anything anymore. I've been hurt so much by people who had the title of, whether it is professional, whether it was an amateur, they dropped you. They hurt you. And one thing I have to give him a salute to is that he did not allow the way that people operated, people who had a bigger title than him, people that were above him, people that he had to report to, dropped him. And he still navigated the space with grace. He still navigated the space as a professional. I know he's still hurting about it. I know he's smiling through the pain. I know other people who were gatekeepers kept him out of opportunities. How many times has that happened to you? How many times when you know you served well, when you were qualified, and not just qualified, but overqualified for certain jobs and opportunities and spaces and places and promotions, where people denied you access? Come on, talk to me. Come on, family. Just type be a pro, be a pro, be a pro, be a pro. Being a professional is not just the outward action, it's the inward disposition. Let me say that again. Being a professional is not just the outward action, it's the inward disposition. Why? Because if I don't have the inward disposition first, I will never have the outward action, and I'll never be able to put that on display. Conversations like this one right here is why you need to become a member of our In the Mix family. Come on, family. You're watching In the Mix, but you need to become a member of In the Mix. You say, well, how do I do that? Because you shown up and mixing it up. I'm glad. Yeah. Go right now. The link's in the chat. The link's in the description of this video. All I have to do is tap that link, click that link, and you're going to see 3 options pop up: VIP, Royalty, OQP. Choose one of those 3 options. My gift to you is to give you access to our members only area. Membership has its privileges. I want you to unlock the unlimited. I want you to access the unlimited by going ahead and becoming a member of our In the Mix channel. How do I know you become a member of In the Mix? Because as you comment in our live chat area, you'll see a digital decal by your name. Sincere salute to all of you who have that digital decal and who are a member of our In the Mix family. I appreciate you for supporting. And for many of you as well, who are already a digital decal member of In the Mix, you're also part of our Eagles family. It doesn't just stop there, but you soar with us into another level of success and purpose. And I want you to do that. Yes, whenever I have my apparel on, you know what's on. We got an amazing class tonight. I want you to soar with us right after this session into our class. You can do that by going to theeaglesacademy.com. theeaglesacademy.com. Tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed as I teach you, coach you, train you, empower you, speak life into your life. As you get connected to our accountability partners, you get access to our private Facebook group, get access to all of our teachings and our sessions. You're able to build camaraderie. If you're going to thrive this year, there it is. You're going to have to be a part of a thriving community. Our community is thriving. Soar with us even now. TheEaglesAcademy.com, TheEaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button. Fill out the form. I guarantee that you will be transformed. I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you to stay right here. I'm going to take a little quick commercial break, but I got more in store for you. On the other side of this break, there's more breakthrough after these messages. I'll be right back. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly. Yeah, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagle's Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content, all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now. accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. It's such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday. 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays, and then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays we have TNT Tuesdays. Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org, and then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in the place at the Remnant Worshipers Church. Yes, y'all, and we don't stop. Come on, family, I need you to heed to these resources that you've heard. Let's get back to the word. We're talking about being a pro, how to prosper as a professional. How to prosper as a professional. One of the things I realized is if you're going to really prosper as a professional in any industry, if you're going to really prosper as a professional in any industry, under promise and over deliver. Yeah. Over deliver on the promise of what it is that you make. Even if you've over promised, over deliver on that. If you've under promised, over deliver on that promise. Give people more bang for their buck. Give them more access than what it is that they bargained for. Reach deeper, go higher, empower greater. Do it with a passion. Do it with a purpose. Make it about them, not just about you. That's why my goal seems to be the same goal every year. My goal, once again this year, is to help you achieve yours. Why? Because Zig Ziglar said, if you help people get what they want, you get what you want. Make it about people. I've obsessed so much over people's success, which is why I show up each and every single day of the week. Every single day of the week, 5 days a week, doing In the Mix. Sure, I could do once a week. Sure, I could do once a month. Sure, I could do a couple of times a week. But no, I'm showing up with consistency and with frequency each and every single day, pouring out to you, empowering you, pushing you to tap into the greatness that I know is within you, that I want you to recognize, I want you to adhere to, I want you to stir up the gift like Paul told Timothy. Why? Because I understand, like in Proverbs, your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. This is what Pablo Picasso said. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give your gift away. That's what a professional is going to do. A professional is going to give more than they receive. Why? Because when I give, I already receive. It may not necessarily be in the same way that I've given. I need you to hear me. When you're throwing seed out there, when you're throwing ingenuity and intellectuality and giftedness out there, here's what I understand. You reap what you sow, but you don't always reap where you sow. Yeah, you reap what you sow, but you don't always reap where you sow. Yeah, you may sow in church, but you may reap in your business field. You may sow in the business field, but you may reap in church, or you may reap in a specific aspect, in a community development aspect, right? Open your mind to now where you expect to reap not just what you sow, but beyond where you sow. That's the power of being a professional. A professional says, listen, I'm going to give more than what it is that I receive. I'm going to empower other people to experience the greatness that it is that I desire to have. That's why my old basketball coach would teach us and tell us as we were running sprints, line to line, drop down and give 50 push-ups, defensive sliding drills. Yeah, he'd be like, hey, you know what? Put all the basketballs up today. I don't like the way you all played last week. I don't like the way that you all played last night. Nobody's shooting today. We're working on defensive slide drills. And in the midst of all that, as we're tugging on our shorts, dripping in sweat, tired, looking at each other like, man, coach going crazy. He would say proper preparation prevents poor performance. You say chin up, champ. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And a lot of times we're performing poorly as quote unquote professionals. What is it for you to have a title if you don't have a function? What is it for you to have a title if you don't have a vision? Why? Because without a vision, the people perish. And a lot of times we cannot operate powerfully, poignantly, proactively as a professional simply because we've adopted the mindset of an amateur. Simply because we are not prepared. The preparation is not proper. The preparation is improper. And I have to understand this. You have to understand this. We have to understand this. That based upon performance, it has to be 10 times that in practice. You talking about practice? Yeah, Allen Iverson. Talking about practice? We talking about practice? Practice? Is that what we talking about? We talking about practice? Go back and watch the video clip. Google it. Check it out. It says practice about 30 different times. It's a classic video. But it's also a teachable moment. I have to practice 10 times in a greater way of what it is that I want to perform. Do you understand this? Yes, I'm doing my sessions with you. Yes, I'm showing up each and every single day for In the Mix. But in the midst of In the Mix, I like that. In the midst of In the Mix, as I'm speaking, as I'm empowering you, as I'm speaking life into your life, here's what it's also doing for me. It's also fine-tuning my level of communication. It's fine-tuning the way that I express, the way that I elocute, right? The way that I can be intoxicated with the exuberance of my intellectual verbosity and bloviate and be loquacious and all of that. Why? Because an effective speaker can turn the ear into an eye. What do I mean by that? There's an art of communication to all of it. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? So not only am I speaking life into your life, but I'm also fine-tuning the level of how it is that I communicate. Come on, go back all the way to when I first started with In the Mix. I'm sure I had filler words in there. I'm sure I had a lot of uhs and ums and uhs and all that other stuff in there. I'm sure I didn't necessarily always practice the power of the pause. Pausing for a cause. How to pause for a cause. Sure didn't have all of that in there. Why? Because I was still fine-tuning. And the more that you do something, the better that you get at it. Are you willing to practice 10 times more than how you perform? Why was the game so easy? Speaking of what my basketball coach told me, when I look at some of the greatest athletes in their particular industry, in their particular sport, in their particular genre, beyond just talent, but hard work, talking about longevity in the business, here's what it boiled down to. Here's what it came down to. It came down to the fact of how they decided to be a professional, of how they decided to practice. Why? Because the game became so easy to them when we watched them play on the gridiron on Sunday. The game became so easy to them when we saw them in the Super Bowl, when we saw them on Sundays, or in the NBA Finals, or the National Hockey League, Stanley Cup Finals, or Wimbledon, or the World Cup. Why? The game became so easy to them simply because they practiced so hard when the cameras were off. And now when the bright lights came on, I've already done that. I've already thought that through. I've already been in that particular scenario. I've already been double teamed over here. I've already practiced 10 times more than I performed so that when the bright lights come on, this is just nothing but a routine for me. This is me just walking it out as a professional. Why? Because I learned how to be proactive. And as I've learned how to be proactive, here's what I do as a result. The practice just set me up to prosper. Family, just type prosper. I believe that whatever you put your hands to in this season, you're going to prosper. You're going to prosper and be in good health. As the book of Jude said, even as your soul prospers. Business is going to prosper. Come on, be a professional. Be a professional. Be a professional in word and in deed. I don't care if they go low. Don't you go lower. You go higher. I know you know how to do that. But that's just low-hanging fruit. That's just being an amateur. That's just being average. Be a professional. Professional in word, professional in deed. Professional to take the high road. Professional to always execute and elocute the type of way. Remember, they would ask Michael Jordan, they say, why are you always G'd up from the feet up in so many words? Why are you always suited and booted in so many words? Why are you always so dressed to the 10s and the 9s? So the reason I would do that, because I understand, number one, I'm a professional. Secondly, I don't know if there's a kid or parent who's only going to lay eyes on me for just 5 or 10 seconds or 15 seconds and just get a glimpse of me, that they'll never ever see me again in public. But the memory of me is going to be so etched and sketched in their mind that they'll remember, here, this particular individual was a professional, not just on the court, but off the court. Not just in one particular field, but also outside that field. In season and out of season. Why? Because they had the mindset and the mentality of being a professional. And being a professional moved them into a place of prosperity. I speak prosperity over you. I don't know what genre you're in. I don't know what industry you're in. I don't know what professional title you wear. But I speak prosperity over you. I speak that you won't have poor performance, but your performance is going to be exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. Your performance is going to be rich. It's going to be elevated. It's going to be elocuted. It's going to be so empowering. Isn't it interesting that that brother who I had that conversation with, who told me, he said, I've hurt so much that I can't hurt no more. We were leaving his office, and I saw that there was a sign that was sitting right behind his desk that I hadn't seen, that I hadn't noticed while we were having this intense conversation. His sign said, be so good that they can't ignore you. I pointed the sign out, and we both chuckled. He said, isn't that it? He said, isn't that the whole motto of the whole game? He said, isn't that the whole reasoning behind everything? He said, isn't that the goal? To be so good that they can't ignore you. Come on, I don't know what your gifts are. I don't know what your talent is. I don't know what your skill set is. I don't know what you've been anointed or gifted to do, but do it so good that they can't ignore you. Martin Luther King Jr. said, if you're a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper that the annals of time, that the world has ever known, to where when your time is up, people will say, here lived one of the greatest, if not the greatest street sweeper of all time. Why? Because he or she was such a professional in what it is that they did. They never shortchanged us. They never short-circuited us. They gave us their all. And that's what it's about, y'all. Prospering as a professional. I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. It's not as a debt that you owe, it is a seed that you sow. Yeah. Not about necessarily how you sow, where you sow, what you sow. It is about where you sow. This is such a great place to sow. You sow what you reap. You reap what you sow, rather. But it is not that you reap where you sow. As you're sowing here, you may reap in other particular areas. You may reap in your finance. You may reap in your marriage. You may reap in your business. You may reap, your children may reap based upon the harvest of what it is, of the seed that you have sown. You reap what you sow, but you don't always reap where you sow. I want you to sow into this good ground right here. Your seed helps us to broaden this broadcast. into communities and cities, neighborhoods and nations, locally, nationally, and globally. You can help us to spread this message and take this message to so many other people who need to hear this word. I want you to sow, even now, $ Cash App, $, Eddie Ministries. You can sow in the Cash App, $, Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, gmail.com. We've been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. Links in the chat, links in the description of this video for how and where to give. Once again, Cash App, $, Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. Link is in the chat, link is in the description. All the links are there where you can decide where and how to give. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super sticker. Sincere salute. Thank you for the super thanks that you're giving. I'm giving you a super thanks in return. I appreciate you, and I hope this conversation has enriched you so much so that you say, you know what, I'm going to become a member of the In the Mix family. Yeah, links are there as well. Tap that link, click that link. You'll see 3 options pop up: VIP, Royalty, OQP. Choose one of those 3. My gift to you is to give you access to our members only area. Membership has its privileges. Yes, it does. Unlock the unlimited. Get an all access pass to all of the content that I have to share in my members only area. I want you to soar with us into greater success and purpose. I want you to soar with us. This conversation that I have here, and as I do it every day of the week, Monday through Friday, weekdays, is just a snapshot, sneak peek preview. So that's all it is. It's just a snapshot, sneak peek preview of what it is that you get. And you get far more in our Eagles community. I want you to soar with us into greater success and purpose. You need a mentor. You need a coach. And if you're really serious about growing your greatness to another level all year for the remainder of this year specifically, look no further than joining our community. Accountability calls you to grow. Community calls you to grow. None of us grow in a silo. You need to be around other individuals who understand that a win for me is a win for you. A win for you is a win for us too. A win for you is a win for all of us too. And I want you to join us. Go right now. Come on. You know you need to experience transformation. You know you need to grow in your emotional intelligence. You know you need to grow in your content and what it is that you develop with your mission and your vision and your messaging as a marketing aspect for developing and crafting and honing your business and deciding what it is that you know you've been called to do. Come on. You know you need to develop. Even more so, yeah, you're doing so great, but imagine how much higher you can go being a member of our In the Mix family. Eagles community, rather. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button. Once you fill out the form, I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Family, were you transformed by this conversation today? Being a pro. Yeah. Adhering to the habits of a professional. Prospering as a professional. Just type yes. Type yes if you were transformed by this conversation. Family In the Mix. Whoo, out of time. But trust me, I'm not out of truth. And so I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And we roll together each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday for In the Mix. And we mix it up right here on the YouTube side. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Yes. Be sure to do that. Share this with somebody. Your timeline could be someone's lifeline. You should be a digital disciple, electronic evangelist. Share this with somebody. Sincere salute as well to all of you who are watching us on our sister satellite stations on social media. And I just got a question for you. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Well, then step this way, step that way. Which way? By friending me, following me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop at EddieConnorJr. Come on, family, put some respect on my name. EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. And I want you to show up to our amazing church this Sunday, 10 o'clock a.m. at the Remnant Worshipers Ministry, where I serve as a pastor. I'm so grateful to serve as a pastor of the Remnant Worshipers Ministry. And I want you to join us at our service this coming Sunday, 10 o'clock a.m. You say, where? I'm so glad that you asked. The location is 20470 Hubble Street, 20470 Hubble Street in the city of Detroit. A church alive is worth the flight of the drive. Join me for a powerful experience of word and worship, praise, prayer, and a powerful prophetic preached word. Don't miss it. Join us. Bring somebody with you too. Check out more about our church at trwchurch.org. You can also get any of my books. I've got 18 of them out there on Amazon. Yes, as ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies. Get signed copies as well at my website, EddieConnor.com. And beyond just books, I want to show you how to develop and write your book. This is the year to do it. You might as well learn from me. I've done 18 of these things. Best-selling books, come on. Let me show you how to develop your book. I've got something called my bestseller book blueprint. I'm showing you from A to Z how to take your manuscript to the marketplace, how to really develop and craft your book, how to sell it, how to market it. You need all of that. I'm sharing everything that I have done. I packaged it into an amazing digital download that is going to be an amazing resource to you. I wish I had this when I was developing my book, because I made so many mistakes, but I'm showing you the mistakes to avoid. Go ahead, get that. It's available. The bestseller book blueprint. Say that 20 times. Bestseller book blueprint at my website, EddieConnor.com. And then also, I have something called my successful speaker strategies. Whenever you write a book, somebody's going to ask you to talk about that book. You're going to be asked to speak in a board meeting. You're going to be asked to speak in a lecture hall, at a church, whatever the case may be. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? Download my successful speaker strategies video digital guide, where I'm teaching you actively on how to perfect your message, how to wow your audience, how to be invited back. Go ahead, get that. Both those resources are available, as well as many more resources at EddieConnor.com, EddieConnor.com. Speaking of speaking, if you're looking for a dynamic speaker, why would you look any further? You know that I'm the man for the job. So invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session. Let's make some progression. All you have to do is email me to invite me. info@EddieConnor.com. info@EddieConnor.com. And it would be an honor for me to empower you. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, brother got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy. Yes, it has been beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you now, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagle's Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content, all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? you are an aspiring author, you need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now. accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. Is such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday. 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays. And then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays. Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org. And then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church.